We are live! Hello, my friends. Good evening. This is Angie Stewart from InnerLight here in Kardec Radio Live, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome, welcome all of you that are arriving here. Super happy to be here. I'm always happy. People that know me know that I'm always happy, but I'm even happier when I'm live and I can talk to you guys. And I always say this because there is always new people coming. So this is the book that we study among brothers of other lands for the first 45 minutes. And then we study this book, The Gospel According to Spiritism. So I hope you can stay here for both books. It will be beautiful. We will be able to digest little by little and understand everything we are going to be talking to. And at any time, you are more than welcome to write your comments, your questions, and I will be able to read and we can share with everybody. If you are on Facebook, on YouTube, it's streaming there, but I only can see when you actually write, so I will be able to see your names. So hopefully you are connected. I see here Saul Kida, I think that's your last name. Welcome, nice to have you here. So before we start, I just want to remind you all, if you can have a water bottle or a water cup, will be great, because in Spiritism we believe the good fluids, the good energy, the good vibrations will be put in our water cup, and we will feel better, we will feel calmer, will be our medication for the week. And we have a guest tonight. So from the last few programs, last 3 programs, we always have a guest, and our guests, they are the ones who will be doing our final prayer. So before we start, I would like just to introduce you to our friend of today. Let me bring him to the stream. So this is our friend. This is Davi. Hi,
Hello. Hi, Angela. Hi, everyone.
So Davi lives here in Miami, not super close to me, but we live in the same city. I know lots of you live in Connecticut, New Jersey, New York. So me and Davi, at least we are in the same city. So I met Davi in Conscious Living Spiritist Center. That's where I am a practitioner. So I'm super happy to have him with us today. And as I mentioned to you guys, in few weeks, we will be having more friends, more guests joining us, because we will be doing together the study of the second part of this study, the second part, that's the gospel. So we're going to be studying together, and I will dedicate a little bit more time, like 20 minutes. So we'll be more interactive, and I think it's going to be really nice, because I love people. So you can imagine how COVID-19 is hard for me. So Davi, I will see you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. So my friends, at this moment, I want to invite all of you to relax, calm down. If you want, close your eyes and let's do our initial prayer really quick, just to connect us. Dear God, our Mother and Father, thank you so much for the opportunity of being together, studying, trying to improve ourselves, trying to understand our mistakes, our problems, how we can improve, what we can do in order to be able to digest our difficulties, becoming a better person on a day after day. Please stay with us, inspire all of us, and help our brothers that are not able to see us today. They will be able to connect somehow and receive the positive energy wherever they are. Thank you so much. So be it. Very good. Awesome. Let me see if I can Oh yeah, I can see the names here. Hi, Souza Guida or Kida? Hard your last name. You're from Brazil. You are in Brazil. Very good. I'm happy to have you here. This is awesome. The other one is Doa Alkiswaini. My goodness, you guys have tough names today. Very good. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Then we have our Kardec Radio here too. Who is in Kardec Radio? Must be Carla. Guys, let's go. It's 9:06. As I mentioned before, among brothers of other lands. If you are new to the study, I always read the whole chapter. Don't worry, this is very small. It's a page and a half, very small chapter. And after I read, I come back and we go sentence by sentence, commenting and trying to fully understand. Because sometimes when we just read, we really don't understand it. So when we comment, it's better. As I like to say, this whole book, it was psychographic by two mediums, two Brazilian mediums, Chico Xavier and Waldo Vieira. So there are many, many messages from different spirits. And we are already in the second part of the book. And the spirits that are giving the messages are basically only two spirits. Anderson, the one we are going to read today, and the other one is Ernest O'Brien. And they are very different in style. You are going to see that Anderson is a spirit very connected with Catholicism, probably. But his message is beautiful, is very deep, and requires a little bit of understanding, so we can bring the message to spirituality. So just for you to know, this message was psychographic in 1965. So let's go. The title is Defeats. We are in chapter 34. As I already said, the spirit is Anderson. And the medium to this one was Chico Xavier. What are we doing about the gospel? The disciple must search his conscience. Let us look out for our thoughts. We must be honest with ourselves. Sometimes we are inclined either to work without confidence or to confide without working. What kind of friends of Jesus are we? By some means or other, do we really want to cooperate with Jesus in his job? Let us do it now, right now. We are sinners. So bring the sinners to mistakes. We are committing mistakes. We still are committing mistakes. We are sinners. Christ knows our weaknesses. By the light of his love, Jesus removes our fears and troubles. This is beautiful. Jesus removes our fears and troubles. For our own sake, we must listen to him. The disciple of the gospel becomes one with his master. Each one of us is in his own heart be a shrine within himself, illumined in his divine truth. Sometimes we cannot remove circumstances and temptations under which our task should be done, but Jesus can do it. Why seek to take out the strength of our Savior from within us? The subject brings back to our memory the words of Paul. Your life is hid with Christ in God. Many times we have suffered defeats. Christ offers us the strength to be a new kind of person. We should be patient in all tribulations. Faith is the result of daily trust. We are in fellowship of Christ, going from darkness to light. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Paul, Romans 12:21. And it was written in July 6, 1965, in New York City, New York, USA. Beautiful text. It's good for us to analyze and digest and bring the sentences, the meaning of the sentence into Spiritism so we can fully understand it. So I see here new friends that just arrived. Hello, Nora Brazil. Hello, Teresa. How are you guys doing? So as soon as we see the title, Defeat, so I would like you to reflect for 1 minute only. Think about some defeat in your life. I know maybe some of you are making already a huge list. Boom, 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 boom. So just think about one defeat. I can think about more than one. And whenever this problem happened in our lives, it was painful, it was difficult. And you know, defeats bring us to sensation of anger, or we can also feel like upset. It's many different feelings that bring us when we think about certain things. But in the long term, we can analyze the defeat, and many times we learn with it. And when we start understanding this negative feeling within us, when we start connecting with something good, positive, because from any negative thing, something good can always come if we are doing our job, if we are well working on it. So many times when something happens and we get angry, and when we keep this anger within us because we keep reviving the problem, we keep reviving it. So the anger continues or gets even bigger. But we shouldn't revive the problem. We should remember, but not like connect with the negativity that it brings. But we have to think, if I could go back, would I have done it in the same way? Yes, maybe you're going to say yes. But maybe you're going to say no. Maybe I could have done something to make it better, not to allow this to happen. But as Chico Xavier, the medium Chico Xavier, always said, we cannot go back in past, but we can make a new beginning. So think about your defeat and think about how you are going to digest it. What can you do of positive to avoid you connecting with it and to avoid you doing the same type of a mistake in the future? So this is for us to reflect and for us to digest. And now let's go back to the text of Anderson. And please feel free to write anything, any comments that you understand or that you want to explore. Maybe your point of view is different than mine, and I would love to understand how you were thinking about it. So in the beginning of the test, so he says, what are we doing about the gospel? So I want you to understand the gospel in the sense of the moral teachings of Jesus, because people can be from any different religions, many different religions. Some religions don't even believe in Jesus, and it's fine. But the moral teachings of Jesus, what he taught us, it's something that can be applied to any religion and to no religion. This is very good. I know some people that they say they are atheists, they do not believe in God, but they are very good people. They are very generous people. They love to help me in any type of charity project that I do. And by the way, I have a new charitable project that I can tell you guys when I finish. The name is loving mail to the elderly. I'm super excited about it, especially now in the COVID time. I'm going to tell right now because I will forget. They are letters. I organized, I can say, a group of volunteers, and we are getting together to write letters to elderly in a nursing home. So it's a very simple project. You can do whatever you are. So you just need to contact a nursing home to see if they are interested. They need to get information from the elderly sent to you, and you need to get your volunteers to write to the nursing home. If you want, you can contact me and I can add you to our group of volunteers that will be sending letters to the elderly. And it's beautiful. Imagine they are stuck in nursing homes, totally alone. Think about yourself. I am stuck in my house for 4 months. It's like, and I love people. So you can imagine how tough it is. The only thing I have been doing is walking the dogs, going to the supermarket, and going to the drugstore. Yes, I went to the beach a few times, but then they closed the beach. So it's not that I'm interacting much. But these elderly, they already had very few interactions. Some of them don't have family members. Others they do, but they don't visit them as often. So when the lady from the nursing home contacted them, the social worker said they were all super excited to meet our group. So I am so happy that we are going to have these pen buddies, and we are going to bring a little bit of a happiness in their lives because they are going to be so curious to know us. So if you want to get more information, please write me and I will be super happy to give you any details. So talking about the gospel is exactly like this. Is the moral teachings of Jesus. Don't get fixated. The gospel. Even if in Spiritism, we study the gospel. We study the gospel. We study deeply the teachings of Jesus, understanding in a more spiritual perspective what they are. We will go through this in the second phase of this study. Then he continues, the disciple must search his conscience. Let us look out for our thoughts. We must be honest with ourselves. So let's look at our thoughts. What are our thoughts? What are our daily thoughts? Many. We have thousands of thoughts a day. But the thing is, many times we focus in lots of negative things. We have to try to control our thoughts. We have to try to control our thoughts towards positive things. Try to see the half bottle full, not the half bottle empty. So however, whatever the way we control our thoughts, our mind, our conscience, we will be connected with positivity or negativity. This is one of the things. So sometimes we are inclined either to work without confidence or to confide without working. So or we work without confidence. We work like whatever we are doing, not necessarily work, anything in your daily tasks. You are doing, you're like, but this is boring. Okay, I'm doing, but not what I like, but there is no other option, so I do it like this. Okay. And the other one, confide without working. You believe something good is going to happen to you. You trust something is going to happen, but you're not working towards it. I already mentioned many times people that say, oh, I can't find a job. It's terrible. I don't know what to do. I'm not even mentioning because of COVID, because of course, during this COVID time of pandemic, it's much more difficult to find a job. If you are not working, it's much more difficult. But I'm bringing it to when it was normal to get jobs. But this person was complaining that can't get a job. And I said, did you distribute your resume somewhere? No, I actually don't have a resume. You don't have a resume. So how do you want to get a job if you didn't actually start? The first step is to build a resume explaining what is your experience. So we have to think, are we doing something to be more positive, to improve in certain aspects, or we are just waiting? It's gonna fall from the sky. The angels are gonna be flying and say, "Let's help you." Have to think about it. What kind of friends of Jesus are we? By some means or other, do we really want to cooperate with Jesus in his job? Let us do it now, right now. So what type of friend are we of Jesus? We know in Spiritism, Jesus is the governor of the planet Earth. So he created this beautiful planet. Then he came to the planet himself to give us good examples, to help us to improve, to help us to be better people. He didn't come to the planet Earth to destroy our sins because he couldn't. He came to demonstrate to us how to better behave, how to better see life. This is the important thing. But how are we behaving? Are we behaving in a good way? Are we really being a good Christian? Or we live our life full of complaints, always seeing the negative side, and also with the disease, because it's a disease, the disease of poor me. Oh, poor me. All bad things only happen to me. Nobody suffers in this world, but I do suffer. Are we living this way? So this means that you are not being good friends with Jesus. You are not following in the correct way, in a more positive way. So this is something for us to think. Let me see what my friend Saul said. We are sinners. Christ knows our weakness. By the light of his love, Jesus removes our fears and troubles. For our sake, we must listen to him. The disciple of gospel becomes one with his master. Exactly, Saul. Exactly. That's what we have to do. We have to do. Many times we don't do it, but that would be great whenever we start really having the wake-up call, like, wait, instead of complaining all the time, what about trying to overcome my difficulty in a positive way? Of course, many times it's very difficult, depending of the problem, depending of what we are going through. But there is always a possibility to breathe and try to see things in a little bit better way. We can put ourselves in the shoes of other people, like the Americans like to say, and there are thousands of people that have lives much more difficult than ours. And from those thousands, many of them are very positive. I saw a video of a very simple, humble young man from Brazil, and he had some kind of paralysis in his legs, and he was on the streets on a crosswalk, very busy street in Brazil, selling candy and cookies, selling things. And this man stopped to talk to him to buy one of his candies, and he was so positive, so thankful. And this man got really amazed with him, and he asked him, "Would you allow me to film you in the post on the internet?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So this man started asking him, "So what do you think about life?" And for the dismay of so many people, he said, "Life is beautiful. Every day we can wake up, we can see the sun, we can breathe. I can come here to sell my candy, to be able to buy food, to be able to help myself, to help my family." The interview was like a 20 minutes, and when it finished, I was just like crying, because his situation was so difficult, so moving. He couldn't move he couldn't move. He did not have a wheelchair. He was in a some kind of a makeshift wheelchair, but was not a wheelchair. It was like a skateboard style. Very difficult for him. So he was moving with his hands to move from one place to the other. But his smile and his positiveness touched the heart of so many people. So this is how we really would like to be when we see people like this, and you reflect in our own lives for whatever difficulty we are going through. And there are many difficulties. We are going through many different problems. When you see examples like this, you get touched. You're like, wow, I'm here. I have a house. I have a job. I have food. I have a totally functional body. And I complain about this, this, and this. And this man that has so many difficulties, he sees life in such a beautiful way. So this is something for us to say, am I ungrateful or what? So we start like thinking. That's when we connect with our conscience, and we're like, yes, maybe I should change the way I'm living my life. So he continues, we are sinners. So sinners, we are full of mistakes. There is no one perfect in life here on the planet Earth. We all have problems. We all have issues. We all have mistakes. Very few spirits reincarnate on Earth as in a mission to help us. The big majority reincarnate really to improve. So whenever we see problems with the others, that we like to point fingers, because yeah, we love to point fingers. We love, I'm seeing the problem of that person. Look, try to control yourself. Try to stop gossiping. Try to stop seeing problems in the others and reflect within yourself. Okay, so you don't have that problem that you're thinking about pointing a finger. But are you perfect? Is bringing us back to the story of Jesus when he arrives and there are a bunch of men with stones in their hands ready to kill the adulterous woman, and he only says, "Is anyone here free of mistakes? Are you all clean, perfect?" And Emmanuel, the spirit of Emmanuel, tells us Jesus was on the floor, passing his hands on the sand. And as soon as a person, because there were many men there, as soon as a man approached him, he wrote on the floor, adulterous. He wrote the mistake of that person. So when they start reading, they felt like, oof, I do that. And they start throwing the stones away, and they didn't kill the woman. So this is important for us. Why are we pointing fingers? We are not perfect. We are sinners, if we can understand like that. So Christ knows our weaknesses, but no, by the light of his love, Jesus removes our fears and troubles, removes our fears and troubles. So Jesus don't remove our problems. No. Jesus is not going to come and a magic trick and that's it. We get a job, we get this, we get that. No. But will remove our fears and troubles, will help us, will give us strength, will say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You want to do this? Yes, you can do it. And many times I put something in my mind and I said, oh, I could do that, but maybe this and this and this is going to be difficulty. So I don't think I'm going to do it. And I stop. And then when I realize, like, are you kidding? Many times we have so many beautiful, bright ideas to put in practice, but we decide instead of listening to our guardian angel, we listen to the other spirits that loves to give us bad ideas or loves to bring us down and say, forget about that's going to be difficult. So whenever you have an idea, You say, you know, I will try. I will try. And if it's difficult, I will try harder. Yes. Don't give up in the first try because sometimes it's not possible. But if the idea is good and if the idea is possible, it will happen. I have thousands of examples from many people, but also from myself. This little project that I'm just telling you, the loving mail for the elderly, very simple, very easy project. But when I first started, I couldn't get volunteers. I had a list of 41 people and only 6 volunteers. So I was like, oh my God, I will have to write many letters. And I didn't want to write once. I really want people to become friends. I really want to connect with them. But I was like, you know, I was born with the power of talk. I talk a lot. And I talk in many languages. That's why God gave me the gift of speaking many languages so I can talk even more. So I started talking to people of everywhere, my neighbors, all my groups. And I'm super happy that today I have 40 volunteers and 41 elderly. But if you are listening to it and you said, oh, so I'm not going to volunteer because she has enough. No, please volunteer. The nursing home is so excited that they already want to send me another batch of 40 elderly. I am the one who told them, wait, let's do these ones first, and then we can get more. But whenever you put something in your head, try. Because if it's good, if it's positive, it will work. Help will come from anywhere. So let me just listen here what my friends are saying. I think Saul is just, Saul, are you commenting or are you just copying what is written here? I think you're copying. Many times we suffer defeats. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see if you are commenting or if you're just copying the text to facilitate. Many times we suffer defeats. Christ offers the strength to be a new kind of person. Oh, this is your comment. We should be patient in all tribulations. Faith is the result of our daily trust. I think it's written here, no? Doesn't matter if it's written or not. This is very beautiful. Very beautiful, and that's exactly how we have to do. My God, 9:33. As you guys can see, I talk. Man, I talk a lot. Oh, you were copying. Okay. I'm just like, it's very similar to the text. So let's see. So I just mentioned here, Jesus removes our fears and troubles, not our errors and our bad tendencies. So each one of us can, in his own heart, be a shrine within himself, illumined in his divine truth. So shrine is like a church, a sanctuary, this place of enlightenment. So each one of us can be like that. We can work like that. You know, and we all know someone that is very positive. So when we are feeling down, when we're not feeling good, we always have that family member or that friend that we say, you know, let me call him or her, because that person will be able to give me a boost of energy. We also have that friend that you call when you know this friend is going to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. This is a disgrace. So whenever we are doing bad, we don't want to call this type of friends because he's going to go down with you. You need someone to say, don't worry. It is difficult right now. It's not easy, but calm down. Let's pray together. Let's think about possibilities, because you will be able to overcome it. So this is the type of friend that we need in these difficult times. Sometimes we cannot remove circumstances and temptations under which our task should be done, but Jesus can do it. So many times, because of the law of cause and effect, we believe in reincarnation. We understand reincarnation. So we understand that whatever we do here, we will have to go through it here. So if we do something positive, if we do something good, we will receive something positive and something good. Maybe not from the same person. I did good from the person A. That person maybe didn't even recognize the good I did. Maybe he's not going to even say thank you. But this positive energy was sent in the air, and it will come back. It will come back in another way by another person. By somehow this positiveness will come back. But in the same way, negativity happens like this. So if we do something bad to someone, if we hurt someone, that kind of energy, that kind of negativity that went will come back to us. And remember, anything we do, it will be in our conscience. So when we discarnate, it's not God that will be there saying, oh, Angela, you were bad. You did this, this, and this. No, will be Angela in the spiritual realm, waking up, free of this physical body, and with the mind open. And the mind is going to be, oh my God, I hurt that person. I stole that. I destroyed this. Whatever. I'm not saying I did that, but it's possible that anyone can do things like that. And when they arrive in the spiritual realm, they're like, wow, I really did bad. So in my next life, I will ask to go through some of the mistakes I did so I can do a cleansing of my bad energies, my bad karma. You can use karma in a positive way or in a negative way. So this is for us to think. Everything is for us to meditate. It's not because I'm telling you now that you are going to be understanding it in the same moment, because many things are different. You're like, really? I don't think so. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. Think about, reflect, try to understand, try to digest. That's what I always say. And then it's better. Let me see this other comment here. This is Alexandra Lancito Brazo Fuerte. You said at the beginning, faith is the result of daily trust. Exactly. Good that you remind me. Yes, this is that's perfect. Is our daily trust. This is faith. So live day by day, Sometimes the problem is so big, you can't think about how it's going to be your life next month. Ale, oh, this is my friend Ale. Hey, Ale. I was like, who is that? Nice to have you here. Yes, exactly. So sometimes the problem is so big that we can't think how it's going to be my life in a month. So try how it's going to be my life tomorrow. Today is very difficult. It's very painful. It's not easy. Let me breathe. Let me see a beautiful garden. Today I saw a rainbow. It was so beautiful. I looked and I couldn't believe it was raining with sun and rainbow all at the same time. And this is such a blessing. Calms us down. As I just said, contact a positive friend, read a beautiful book, disconnect from the negativity. So day by day, live your life day by day, not thinking and reviving whatever bad thing happened, but live day by day, thinking tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow will be better. And also, if someone hurt you, if your defeat, if your problem is connected to a person, pray for that person. Because I just said, when you give love, you will receive love. So if you're not going to receive love from this person, you will receive from someone else. And that's how we have to live. Because every time we vibrate positiveness, we connect closer and closer with the good spirits. And this is much, much better for us. We start vibrating higher, feeling our energy like, today I'm really good. And that's how we continue. That's how we continue with positiveness. Why seek to take out the strength of our Savior from within us? The subject brings back to our memory the words of Paul. Your life is hid with Christ in God. So our life is inside of the life of Christ. It's like Jesus Christ for us, Spiritists, was the most enlightened spirit that ever touched in the planet Earth. So his whole life was just teachings for us. He was really a humble man, super intelligent, sweet, wise, always forgiving the others, understanding the mistakes of others, and also bringing life to many that were sick physically, sometimes mentally, but changing the lives of so many people. For example, Mary of Magdalene. She was a prostitute. She was very beautiful and very rich, but she was very unhappy. She was unhappy with her life. Her dream was to be a mother. So when she met Jesus, she was just hypnotized by that man, and she wanted to follow him. She wanted, like, my God, this is like everything I dreamed of. And she was able to change her life. She left everything. She freed all her slaves. She took everything she had, all her richness, she donated, and she started following Jesus. But we all know he was killed. But because of his life, he changed the life of so many others. The disciples were deeply touched, and many things. It's a long story that you all know. They were able to disseminate the knowledge of Christ to a huge part of the world. And as we know, there are so many different religions and philosophies, and many of them do not believe in Jesus, and there is no problem. But as I said, they believe in his teachings, forgiveness, to help others, to not be violent. So these are just little things to make us to think. So are you living in this way? Are you living within Christ in yourself? Whenever you're going to do something, whenever we are angry, we have a tendency to explode. Rah! But if we were able to control ourselves a little bit and think, if I were that person, would I like to receive that? Most of the times, no. But then you think, oh, but this person deserves because this person did this, did that, did that. Yes, maybe, yes. But the important thing, you cannot give back the same type of negativity. If someone is cursing at you, you are no better if you are going to curse back. No better. Yes, when we are angry, we do crazy things. I know. I have done it. I have been there. So it's not a time thinking about, I'm no saint. It's wonderful when we get older, because when we get older, we get calmer. It's so much better. You have no idea. When you arrive to my age, you will understand it. Many times we have suffered defeats. Christ offers us the strength to be a new kind of person. We should be patient in all tribulations. Patience is a gift. A lot of people don't have it, but it doesn't mean you will not have it forever. As I said, the age calms down. So we can develop patience, we can calm down, we can reflect, and we can start improving ourselves. So he continues, we should be patient in our tribulations. Faith is the result of daily trust, as Ale mentioned, is the result of a daily trust. So trust every day, every day. Plant a little seed every day, every day. One day you will have a big tree that you planted with your own hands. We are in the fellowship of Christ, going from darkness to light. And this, we don't need to think about many lives back, because in Spiritism, we believe the spirit is eternal. So this body dies and comes back and dies and comes back. So imagine in the time of Jesus Christ incarnated on earth, we were there. We were there, and probably not following them and admiring them, but we were the ones throwing stones at Jesus, laughing and thinking, what a crazy man. But we evolve. Think about your own life. Think about your own incarnation right now. And then you can think, go back 10 years. And you're like, oh, 10 years. What did you do 10 years ago that you wouldn't do nowadays? So 10 years ago, you think, okay, go back 20 if you're older. You go back 20 years and in your youth, you are very strong and you think you are the best, you are perfect. And someone says something different, you are already fighting. But if this fact had happened nowadays, would you act in the same way? Probably not. Probably not, because we acquire more patience, we become more wise. We are like, why I'm gonna fight about such a silly thing? If he or she wants to fight, let them fight. I'm over it. I'm better than it. So we evolve in one lifetime, intellectually and morally. So we learn, we go to school, we do special classes, we learn lots of different things. And morally, we evolve too. We are always evolving, always, constantly evolving in every aspect in our lives. So we go from darkness to light. So we came from being an evil spirit, a very difficult one. And one day we will be a pure spirit, an angel. But don't think it's in one lifetime, because as you look at yourself right now and you think, oh, I'm still angry, I still envy certain things, I still this, I still that, whatever is your issue. So you are not perfect. So you will need many lifetimes, because it's not in one that we can improve certain things. But reincarnation is a blessing because of this. We will have this possibility of coming back so many times and coming back and coming back and coming back. So let me see. So Saul wrote here, when you're having a bad day, pray and try to have a good thoughts. Everything shall pass. Yes, perfect. Tomorrow is one more day. Contemplate the nature, be thankful to the life. Exactly, especially where you live, Saul. You live in such a beautiful area with all those green trees and the forest and the rivers. So beautiful. But as I always say, everywhere there is beauty. Today I saw beauty in the sky with the rainbow. We don't need to go anywhere. Just look up. When we are feeling good, we see beauty everywhere. When we are not feeling good, everything is ugly. The rainbow would be like, so that's why we have to connect within ourselves and pay attention. Ooh, I don't think I'm doing good today. So let me improve myself. Let me do a prayer. Let me do a meditation so we can get a little bit better. So the last sentence is, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Exactly. Do not allow evil to get you, to make you upset, down, to make you go in depression. But see something that's negative and learn how to overcome it, how to improve it. And any defeat in our lives, we will be able to reflect how it happened, why it happened, and think about the future. What it's going to bring me. How can I do something different in the future? How can I avoid going into the same mistake? So the defeats, they will help us to build us as a better person. So the message was from July 6, 1965, New York City, New York. Very beautiful message. And as I mentioned before, the message today from the gospel is very connected to it. So today is chapter 8, and we are reading Blessed are the pure of heart. This is the book. And the title is Let the Children Come to Me. So this passage, we all saw many movies where Jesus tells his disciples, no, let the children come to me. So the little kids go to Jesus and he hugs them and talks to them. And little children, they are tough. They run, they scream, they break things because they are little children. But in this passage of the gospel according to Spiritism, we understand the deeper message. We are the little children. We are the little children that we are not perfect yet. We commit mistakes that we can think like little children. So you're like thinking, well, I'm an adult. How am I going to commit a little children mistake? It's not this that I'm talking about. When you think in a bigger picture, when you think about God being our mother and father, and he sees us committing mistakes like being envious of someone that has something and you don't, or gossiping about something that you see that you don't even know if it's true or not, but you are thinking it is true. God looks and says, oh, poor little kid, doesn't understand yet that shouldn't do that or should do this. So God has this perception of us as little kids, and that we are evolving. But that's exactly the message of Jesus. So let me just read this paragraph because it will enlighten you guys. Christ said, let the children come to me. Profound in their simplicity, these words do not imply the mere calling of children, but of the souls that gravitate in the lower regions, where misfortune knows no hope. Jesus called unto him the intellectual infancy of the full-grown person, the weak, the enslaved, and the wicked. He could not teach anything to physical infancy, which is subject to matter and the yoke of instinct, and does not yet belong to the higher order of reason and will, which is exercised around them and for their benefit. Jesus wanted the people to come to him with the trust of those little children of wavering steps. His calling to them would win him the hearts of women who are all mothers. Thus, he could submit souls to his tender and mysterious authority. He was the flame that shone in the darkness, the morning light that awakens the dawn. So in this portion here, the spirits are explaining to us that when Jesus said, let the little children come to me, and the disciples were all saying, no, stop, be away. And Jesus called them, the mothers, the mothers of these little children, they were deeply touched by Jesus saying, no, don't worry, let they come. So it made them to wake up their hearts and their minds and think, wow, this man embraced my child. Let me pay more attention to him. So, imagine these women in that past 2,000 years ago could be us. We could be the ones who are like, wow, this guy is a good guy, he's a nice guy. But in that time, we couldn't fully understand his teachings. He was different. He was weird. In a time that the law of the strongest was the most important law, forgiveness was something that didn't exist. Nowadays, it's already very difficult. Imagine the time of Jesus. Forgiveness, try to give the other side of your cheek when someone smacks you in one side. Very difficult to nowadays. Imagine to that time. So this is why his message was so powerful, because most of the people couldn't fully understand. We can't understand nowadays. Imagine 2000 years ago. 2000 years ago, a person lives maximum 100. In that time, people lived like 30, 50. They died much younger. Imagine how difficult. So just we continue here. Where did I stop? Dearly beloved, the time has come in which errors, once explained, will become truths. We will teach you the precise meanings of the parables, and will show you the strong correlation linking what was with what it is. Truly, I say to you, spirit manifestations are increasing on the horizon, and Spiritism is the messenger that will shine like the sun on the mountain tops. So this message was from the spirit of John the Evangelist, and the message is from Paris, 1863. Very beautiful, very deep. Let me see if I have time to analyze just another one. So we have here again, let the little children come to me, or I have the milk for I have the milk that strengthens the weak. Let all come to me who are fearful and feeble, and in need of support and consolation. Let the unlearned come to me, so I may enlighten them. Let all those who suffer come to me, the multitudes of the afflicted and unfortunate. I will teach them about the great remedy that softens the ills of life, and I will give them the secret of healing their wounds. Oh, this is so beautiful. My friends, what is this supreme balm possessing virtue par excellence, this balm that may be applied to all wounds of the heart to heal them? It is love, it is charity. Oh, this is so beautiful. So Jesus, being the most enlightened spirit on earth, he had a level of energy that was unbelievable. We all learned there are mediums on earth that have an extra level of energy, healing energy, and they can really heal people. They can really impose their hands and heal physical diseases. So imagine Jesus. But his importance was that his word was healing not the physical body, but also the minds. People that were so fearful, people that were so angry, people that were slaves, people that suffered so much that life didn't mean anything in that time. We already have a hard time right now. We are always fighting. We have wars. We have so much incomprehension in this time. Imagine in that time. So Jesus came as a balm of light to really help us, to really calm us down, to give us faith, to give us hope that the better days would come. That's why Jesus always said that my house, my reign, is not from here. It's from the spiritual realm. But I came here to teach you to love each other, to forgive, to improve. And one day you will be able to come to my reign, to my realm, and you will be much happier than now. So if we are going through difficulties, problems, issues, let's keep calm, let's have faith, let's be positive, and it shall pass. And remember, when we are together, when we have someone to help us, it's easier, it's better. And always use the power of a prayer and also meditating. Because when we pray, we are talking to God. And when we meditate, we are listening to his answer. So hope you enjoyed, and I will invite our friend Davi to finalize our study with his prayer, involving all this positiveness, all this goodness. So we will all go to our beds and dreams with angels and have like this energy boosted during our dreams.
Absolutely. Can you hear me, Angela?
Yes, very good.
Okay. Very nice. I'll get started. Dear God, we thank you once more for the opportunity to be here. We thank you for Angela's preparation and all her effort into going through and leading the study. We thank all the good spirits, all those that make it happen on the other side as well, where all the preparation for us to be here, to understand the material, to have our minds open, to reflect over this wonderful message. Once more, we ask you that we may have light and discernment for our challenges during the next week. We ask you to bless everyone on this world that's suffering, that's going through difficulties, and they may have a little more strength, a little more hope, and keep fighting their fights and keep working on their purposes here on earth. We immensely thank you for every blessing we have. So be it.
So be it. Very good, my friend. Thank you so much. And all of you, thank you so much for being here with us. It's always a pleasure. And I'm so happy that we are studying this very beautiful book. We still have a few chapters to go through, and then we are going to have a new book, and I am always excited for new books. So if you know any book, any spiritist book that you find it interesting, that's good, that's not a romance, because we cannot study a romance in such a short time, but let me know, then we can think about different possibilities. And as I said before, if you arrived late, I have the volunteer group that I call them Volunteers of Love. And we are doing this loving mail for the elderly. And we are going to send letters to nursing home here in Miami. Davi is actually a member. He's also a volunteer of love. So if you want to be a volunteer of love and find a great buddy from a nursing home, please let me know. You do not need to live here. I have many friends here, for example, Sol Souza, who actually lives in Connecticut, and she's a volunteer. Oh, I have a Nora, Brazil, who actually lives in Texas. She's also a volunteer. So you can live anywhere. You can even live in Brazil, and you have a friend here in Miami practicing your English or your Spanish. So if you want more information, please let me know. My friends, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you next Thursday at 9 p.m. And our guest will be Nora, Brazil. She will be with us next week. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful night, and I see you soon. Thank you, Davi. See you soon.
Thank you, Angela. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.